happened to Jack. And Rose remembered some lines from John Buchan, which Jack had liked and given to Jackie on their honeymoon.
Our roll of honor is long, but it holds no nobler figure. He will stand to those of us who are left as an incarnation of the spirit of the land he loved. He loved his youth, and his youth has become eternal, debonair and brilliant and brave. And I thought debonair and brilliant and brave described Jack so much. Some people enjoy a life that's sort of normal and mediocre, and other people respond to challenges and adventure and attainment. That's who we are.
And then in 1964, it was Bobby's turn, running for senator from New York, exciting the same following. Bobby carried the Kennedy demon within him, too. Smaller than his older brothers, not much interested in academic or literary pursuits, the seventh child had to strive even harder than they, and he did.
And my mother always said he'd be a sissy because he had 4 sisters older and 1 sister younger, you see. But on the contrary, he grew up very stalwart and very determined. He was on the football team at Harvard, even though he was quite small and not as tall as the older boys. And then, of course, that ruthless adjective was applied to him when he was in politics, which was very unfair, I thought, because he was so kind and so compassionate towards people, towards children particularly. And he had a very tough assignment, of course, when he was in politics, because he was Attorney General, and there were a lot of ruffians around, a lot of thugs, I suppose you call them, and who were threatening him, threatening his children. So he really had to be tough at certain times in dealing with them. But in his ordinary, in the campaigns and in his ordinary contacts with people, he was one of the kindest and most considerate of all the members of the family, I thought.
You campaigned with him when he ran for the Senate in New York in 1964. Can you remember that and what it was like?
Yeah.
In fact, you helped him quite a lot along the way, didn't you, on the platform?
Well, I used to, as I said, appeal to the women.
This is an honor and a pleasure that I've never had before. To introduce my son on a platform. I can tell you, of course, a great deal about him. I used to spank him with the ruler. He just keeps at a job and wants to finish it and wants to do it well. And I think that's what we need here in New York, somebody that works persistently and perseveringly and believes in these things. And so it gives me great pleasure to introduce my 7th child, Robert Francis Kennedy.
I want to thank my mother for the kind introduction. That's what we've gotten down to in this campaign. After some of these polls came out that we were not doing too well, we took Mother.
A lot of experience since I did it 2 years ago.
Yeah, I know. I'm going to tell them you did. Well, why don't you give your own speech? See, that's it. We don't have... My brother and I never... The reason she's never introduced any of us before is because we never go on the same platform with her. I mean, we couldn't possibly compete with that.
In 1968, Bobby made his own dash for the presidency.
I've been to the Delta area in Mississippi, and I've seen here in the same country our same people starving to death. I've seen them in eastern Kentucky without enough food, with milk once a month for children. That's not an exaggeration. That's for tens and tens of thousands of our fellow citizens here in the United States. Well, we know that there's something wrong. We know that there's something unacceptable. And we know that we can do something about it.